Welcome in, folks. Happy weekend. Thanks for joining. Back at the Nürburgring. Did a short test there yesterday. When I say a short test, it was actually a mighty 40-minute effort race. Probably not everyone's idea of a great time. But it was good. It was good fun. Just going to get the lighting on because it looks a little dark today. The blessings of controlling the lights off your mobile, huh? I'm having a good day. Fully aware if you're watching live as we broadcast, the F1 is due to start. I'm more than happy for people to chat about that as we go. I'll be catching up on it later, but yeah. I don't mind a spoiler or two for the quali chat if anyone does want to watch it in parallel. I appreciate you being here either way. It's probably going to be quiet here for the first hour because of that, but yeah. I look forward to checking in on it. Assuming everything is working and well, and you guys have sound now. Yeah. It's time for me to learn a little bit more about how we actually drive this car in the wet and where we place the car in the wet. I had a go at it yesterday without too much guidance, just so I could sort of have the fun of figuring it out for myself a bit, because I do enjoy that. And now I'm looking at a reference lap. Because I need to see where to put the car. Now, obviously, depending how wet the track gets will change this line slightly. So in these conditions, it looks like most of the track is usable. I'm just going to watch this a couple of times. It's just starting to get an idea of what I'm supposed to be doing and maybe what I'm not doing. And only then I'll try and compare myself to any times. I think I had a short shift there. That's what I was doing. So I'm going to watch it just from the cameras to get a broader idea, and then I'll go into like a chase cam to really pay attention. I also tried to save fuel in the race yesterday, which almost worked, but didn't quite pay off. It was too little too late. But I think a bit of fuel saving and a very short pit stop could also be the way to go if we do another one of these. So using most of the track, we're not staying too far offline at this level of wet weather. So first thing I'm going to do, I think, is get a good chase view of this. That should do it. Because in turn one, there's a horrible white painted line there that you do not want to touch. If you touch that on the brakes, you will literally lurch the car sideways. Braking roughly on the first board just after, but not trying to get too close to the dip and the apex. So it's like we're not middling it out, but we're definitely leaving a car's width. That's probably to keep the corner open and save like having to steer too much. Again, staying well away from that one. And getting the car... Okay, this is important. Getting the car aimed in the right place before you start doing too much here. Is this 3? Turn 3? Literally pointing the car in and getting a little slide even. Basically, don't miss the entry there, because it never comes back. A little bit of the white line there seems to be okay. So down here, the main thing I need to learn is actually how late we can brake. If it gets super crazy wet, again, the references will change. Okay, somewhere on the exit road, maybe in the middle. I know in the dry you don't go all the way to the left here. It looks the same in the wet. So really you're setting this corner up to have a better corner on the right-hander. You're not drafting out wide there, and you're not going fully left either. You're just pretty much hitting the middle and avoiding all the slippy stuff. Okay. Because the next thing I'm going to do is go see how far off I am from the pace of a driver like this, which is going to be far off at first. So into the... Is it now the Goodyear? Used to be the Dunlop curve. I think it's Goodyear now, right? It looks like we're double apexing it in the wet. So end of that rough patch, get a first apex in, then double it up at the exit. That's going to take some mastering. I think that looks easy, but I know the car wanted to break loose a lot there. Right. A lot of bravery over here that I've not been using as well. We'll have to see if I spin trying to do this. I mean, let's see if they even lift. No. Just after it. So as you break off the curb, there's a little bit of car control in here to sort of make sure you don't just wash out wide off the low grip. Tiniest amount. Alright, what happens here? Brakes quite early. Okay. Because I kept trying to brake later here. But maybe that was sacrificing grip. Quite light braking and early braking. A little bit of a wobble there, but nothing lost. And then very, very, very late on the apex. And again, brave enough to run on the outside there. So that's not quite as deadly as it could be. Flat through there. Oh. This is the hit or miss bit for me. I either get a really good entry or I'm careering straight over those bright curbs. Alright. How early? After the 100, so quite late. Sounds like maybe down to second and then short shift up again to accelerate. And then here, just waiting as late as possible to get that apex. Okay. This is what I'm going to be learning for a little bit. And if the learning goes good, we'll go racing to follow. If nothing else, we'll do this and then go and do some other combos to follow up. But I would like to have a go at it again. So I'm gonna have to be confident using the brakes there. I've been hovering so lightly on the brakes in that turn one and it's really messing me up. Alright, let's just see how it looks like a playthrough from the car. It's all good watching it from the outside, but... So it sounds... I've got to get used to that sound, because it sounds like the tyres are doing too much, and that's not necessarily the case. Very, very late there. I think I turned him way too early. Oh, look at the control there. Yeah, so brake before the end of those cones. Using second a lot more than I was. So it's probably to make sure the car's turning nice and early. Because if you get understeer in the wet here, like generally, not specific to this track, it's very, very hard to recover that. So do you notice he stays straight on the exit there to avoid like an awkward spin? So if you do end up, oh look at the understeer off that. If you do end up touching the edges, you need to commit to being straight, even if in the dry you normally just come off at an angle. Oh. It's when you see it in this view that you realize how much is like going on in the car to make it look this smooth. Is anyone about to tune into quali today, by the way? Feel free to, if you want to tell me what's going on in quali, like, by the way, that's fine. Because I'll catch up on it later, but I'm quite happy to know what's going on. If you guys have got the updates. Okay. Certain parts of the track we're avoiding the apex considerably, but most it's just a very subtle amount. This is the biggest one, this corner. So close to that white line, brake to the outside. Look how early we need to like be trying to point the car though. The steering's really interesting. And you're braking, but you're already trying to blend steering in. So I'm not going to be like braking and holding the car too straight. I need to be able to drag it over to the right slightly. This is really technical. Which I thought is why I'd have a go at this combo, because it's a track I quite enjoy. I like racing it. But I've never really had the challenge of full wet conditions, aside from last night's quick run. Alright. So anything else I want to see in this lap? I think better that we go into a session then. Let's go find it. So I don't think there's a race for an hour. Yep. Let's see if there's a practice server that will give us the right conditions. If not, we can go do a test drive. Let's give it a go. How are we doing today, folks? Everybody well? Hope you're enjoying, if it's a lazy weekend or a busy weekend. Goodyear curve. The only thing I don't have to reference, so I can run telemetry on this compared to the lap we were just watching. So I can compare my input to a driver's input. But I think the track map is having a moment, so I'm going to have to do it by sight, which we can do. It's not too difficult to do, but it'll just make it a little bit slower to figure out which part of the track I'm giving up time. Because I think I'm about 3 seconds off that target time at the moment, and I'm not trying to hit it, but I'd like to get closer to it. Especially if we're going to go and do a race. Because the pace is pretty good in the field. Hopefully everything is fine stream-wise. And it's quality time right now as well, isn't it? But yeah, if anyone out there is keeping an eye on it, I'm happy to hear what's going on. Right, this looks promising. As long as there's enough water on track. Right, I've got a wet setup loaded from Delta, which is sort of sat waiting for my input. And then we can go into the data bit here once I've set a lap or two. Alright, let's check the wheel is good. Hold up. Why do I not see the pit garage? Is it just in the mirror? Is that just a practice bug? I don't know. That's interesting. Alright, so job number 1 is get back in the zone. It's light rain and it's not currently raining, so this might not quite be as heavy as the telemetry conditions showed. And it's still a good opportunity to like practice all my reference points. Let's see if the weather's going to bring about a bit more rain, because that'd be perfect if we get a little bit extra. No. So I think we're going to jump servers soon. So my habit is to go wide at the start of this corner, which I saw is not really the ideal line probably, so... Plus, I need to start getting more aggressive there. I wanted a live practice session because it would give me an idea of what other cars are doing to the conditions. It gives me a better average of like what kinds of pace I'm driving compared to. Alright, let's get used to this. It doesn't look too wet. You can see in the mirror there's still a bit of spray kicking off the car there. Right, where is this marker point? So I think I've probably got more grip than the reference lap at the moment because I didn't have to brake too much there. I'm going to miss this though. So let's say that was into turn 3, if that's accurate. I've got to move the car before I do my braking. I can still practice most of my references, even if they're a bit slow for the grind track. Get the habits right, and then we'll get the racing right, hopefully. Okay, so that was an attempt at the like one apex, second apex, but I kind of never really came back for the second one. I was just going to say I'm surprised I didn't get done for that, but we did get done for that. That was an easy slowdown to get rid of, at least. I don't say that very often. If you're here in chat and in front of your keys or your keyboard, what's your prediction for F1 this weekend? I don't know how anybody's looking in terms of pace. I haven't looked at the practice results. I've been a bit sidetracked and busy before this today, so I'm literally clueless this weekend at Spa. So that braking distance will gradually increase as the weather deteriorates, because it's downhill and very unforgiving. Right, that's what I want to be doing, but later. I'm giving up probably half a second there. Right. This is a bit like yesterday's race. We were getting into 9s later in the race. The practice I had yesterday was flooded. Absolutely flooded. Like water running across the track. A little bit later on the throttle. We're starting to hook that up slowly. Okay. Wow. Okay, that is definitely a full commitment line. Once we hit it, no stupid inputs. Too early. The next lap should be a good pace lap. Don't want to be out there. Right, let's give it a go. I'm going to brake slightly later all round. So I'm 4 seconds comfortably off at the minute. Well, 3 now. Not quite. Still brake later there, maybe. But gained a second just by like getting the reference a bit closer. The biggest thing I could do with practicing is driving light on the inputs. Like, I have a bad habit of basically trying to wrench the wheel out of its socket the more I sort of get in the zone. And then I come out the other side wondering why my wrists or my hands are like complaining at me. Definitely skipped some time over the S's. Gotta learn that aggressive line. We're still a comfortable second up though. which will start to hint at my fastest times of the last few days. So we're starting to head in the right direction. Then as soon as I feel like I'm flatlining, I'll take a look at like where I'm losing most time, and we'll go again. Right, nearly 1 point. That could have been 1.5 seconds. We've got a little green number. I don't know if it's too small for you guys to see, but above the fuel calc is a little red and green delta number. I think it's the downhill that means you have to start the turning early, because the car is so desperate to carry on straight. Bit of a nothingy sector. I think the likelihood is I'm driving to slightly greasier conditions than I've actually got underneath the car. I think you'll find I can probably push everything a little further. Okay, that's going to be terrifying in the race though. You do not want to get loose there. Less greedy on the power. Alright, half a second down. So we'll go again. I'm actually going to let this guy go, because I know this lap's kind of done. Okay, I tried to go wider, but I ended up never getting there. How are we doing today, guys? Everyone all right? Thanks for being here. If we can find a bit extra. I seem to be hitting very similar sector ones. Still pretty level with the lap. There's probably more time down here. Still pretty level. Oh, I just felt too slow on the exit. So right now I'm hovering at around the same time every lap. So if that's the case, if a push lap doesn't improve, then I think we'll stop and have a look at it. Alright, one more. Alright, slight improvement still. I just got that kick of oversteer there, which is actually what I was looking for in the reference lap. I think I just slowed down too much after that, because I lost all the time I gained. I think a lot of my problem is going to be corner speed. Just found another 10th. There's definitely like corner confidence time now. Keep trying to get a better run up the hill, but it's not working. It's too much. Yeah. Okay. Let's do a practice pit entry then. Park it up. We're going to have a look at the... We'll go sit with the engineer on the pit wall. Get a rollicking for driving like I'm going to do Sunday shopping while everyone else sets blistering lap times. So what are we actually? 2 seconds off the most competitive out there. That's closer to where I'm often at without excessive practice. We're getting closer to a more realistic pace for me, but it could improve. Oh, this is awkward. Is it? It's there, right? In pit lane. Yeah, it's the yellow cones. Okay. Why don't I see the pit? Can I still hit it? Or is it like got me there, right? Yeah. There's a building there. Not sure why I don't see it. Okay, now we're going to pick the best of those laps. And if you want to know how I improve through the data, this is the bit to pay attention to, I guess. Look, it's a graphics setting, because in the replay, I'm parked up on the garage. Interesting. Is it objects? What have we got? High, medium, high, objects high. I don't think we need 2 pass trees. Detail in the mirrors in a replay. Add some object detail. I have to be careful because the weather kind of cooks the PC quite a lot harder when it's raining. So I don't want to. I'm gonna butcher the PC, seeing as I've only just set it up. Okay, our best lap, according to this, is a 10.9. That's a heck of a lot better than our average before. I think things are starting to go the right way. So this is the Delta app, and this, yeah, it's still visible, is the list of laps I just did. Usually here at the top right, we get like a track map overlay that'll tell me which corner I'm scrolling across. This particular track isn't showing, which we've reported to them anyway. I think it's just a database thing. But also I can load, so here we go, a race sprint wet set, which I want to compare to. I think I had better conditions than this set. And I'm still slower than it. That's how far off I am. But the conditions were closer than they have been. So this is coming down. It's a shame I can't show you the track map, but this is coming down the hill into turn 1. I am less smooth on the braking there. I'm not losing masses of time, but I'm not really braking as much, probably because it's drier. But I'm also a bit less smooth, so I can probably panic less when I hit the brakes. Tiny dab of the brakes into 2, which is the left-hander. At this point, we're losing most our time. I don't have the map. It's up to the end of the braking zone. The yellow is their lap, and the coloured bars are mine. So I'm just slowing down a little bit earlier and a little bit quicker, and I'm taking all the speed off too early. Which is how it felt in the car. I felt like I was slowing down too much. So, half a second before I've apexed turn 1 and 2. Although, interestingly, no, that's slightly misleading because I gained some of that back, probably through the grip levels, but still, there's a lot of time. Second corner is like a dab on the left. My timings look okay there. I'm not getting on the power very early. So the bottom one down here is like steering input, and that's a big one for me because if I'm over inputting, I'm trying to make the car work too hard for where the grip is. It's looking okay in most places. There's more correction going on, which probably tells me they're going quicker to have to correct it. Right, I'm gonna have to do this by memory. So turn 2, turn 3. Again, I'll probably brake a bit early and not enough. And by this time, I'm close to a second behind the Delta, and we've not even left the stadium part of the circuit here. Again, I seem to gain time back on exit, so it's telling me there's probably more grip. Speed is good. And now I think we're going down the hill and taking a left and a right. There's a big acceleration here. I brake at an okay time, but I'm braking too much. And then into the right, so it's a left-right, going down the hill. Again, braking timing seems okay. But I'm not going half as quick as they are. Because I've slowed down too much for the left, okay. Alright, moving on. We go down the hill, all the way down, down to the Goodyear. It looks like in the wet, my brake application, I'm treating it too much like dry braking, where you try and get some ideal brakes as quick as you can. It probably would benefit me to just, like, breathe it a little bit. I just seem to lift off very late, so maybe I've, like... I seem to be braking while accelerating, which is a no-no. Like, you shouldn't have both inputs. What I'm interested in is, am I losing a lot of corner speed anywhere? So the little downhill right-hander, I'm losing a lot of speed. Right, we go here from 1.3 up to 1.7. That's a lot of time. So, where's it all going? Through this downhill right-hander, I think, about here. My speed isn't bad, but I assume I'm really late getting on the power because as soon as the reference lap accelerates, it's like several Ks ahead of me for speed. Which by the top of the hill, it's all in the braking down to this corner. A little bit later, a little bit smoother. And then not only braking a tiny bit less, but then holding more of the speed at the apex once we get there. It's all the fine stuff I need to get my head around. Alright, where's the next place we're losing a lot of time? And then we'll go and do another lap and try and just focus on a couple of those places. So somewhere in the back end here. We go back up the hill through the S's. I can see the lift. We get to the top of the hill, and it's the left-right. before that final run to the chicane. You're braking a little too much and too hard again. So that's a pattern. What's going on after that? A lot of speed. Yeah, I felt this when I was driving. I felt by the time I was driving out of the left-hander, I just felt slow. Like I wasn't really pushing it to the full track. So there's some time lost. Right, and then the right-hander, I'm steering more. So down here, I'm using more steering than they are. And I'm steering later. So they're getting a lot of the car turned. The rotation a bit earlier at a lower speed. So I've accelerated well out of there. Again, I think that's because I'm in better conditions. So I'm gaining delta back with the grip. But then I've thrown it in quite quick. Again, the corner speed might not be as generous. They would probably be carrying more corner speed than they are if they had my conditions. So, but regardless, I'm losing all my time accelerating out onto that straight. Down the hill to the chicane. And actually my chicane timings, since I watched the reference lap, are a lot better. And my braking's a bit closer to the mark. But I think the pattern, every braking zone is really sharp, like it's dry track, and probably a bit too stabby, like pointy. I could probably learn to be smoother. And then I'm noticing every single corner exit in the second half of the lap. I'm slightly late. And considering they had worse conditions, that really shouldn't be the case. Even out of the final corner? I lose a chunk of time just being late on the power. And again, at this part of the track, I'm braking a little early, but not enough, almost. Because then here's a bad habit. Have a look at this. Well, I mean, in dry, there's sometimes a reason to do it, but... Oh, is it going to work? Looking closer really helps, so... Look how much earlier I've hit the brakes. And then I've come off them. Back on a tiny bit, off. And then dabbed it again, because I'm probably... When you look at the speed, I'm like 5k's too quick at this point through the corner, so... A lot of this is just fine-tuning and confidence and being a bit more disciplined, I guess. What's going on here? So if we're braking... So they, at this point, are almost semi-correcting the car because they've got a slight left steer. Whereas I'm already trying to turn right. That's the difference in driving style coming in. So you're using the braking, slightly stronger braking, and you're using that to let the car like tip itself in, and then you balance it. I think that's the driving technique I've got the least practice with. And then look at the acceleration here. Guy's accelerating for like a week before I've even put my foot down, and then I play catch up later. But by that time, I'm 10k's an hour slow on the straight, which would visibly just drive past me at a rate like that. So now I've looked at it, it doesn't automatically mean I'm faster. I'm gonna have to now go figure out how that feels. So what I'm going to do is sign up for this next race, because there's no real practice like being in a race and getting stuck in, but we'll go register for it. Oops. And that race will start in 30, roughly. So... And now we'll see what conditions are in this practice session. I don't know if we'll get thrown into the same one or a different one. Let's get involved. it's all good having this perfect approach to telemetry, but these conditions change lap by lap. So it's more important that I know what I'm doing badly and doing well. So then if the weather gets terrible, at least I know where to move it back from. So if I'm braking earlier, I know how much earlier, bit by bit. Whereas if I don't get these references now, I could drive half a race under pace before I realize what I should, you know, what feels right. So hopefully this will all start to sink in, but it takes time. That's for me anyway. Alright guys, I'm going to grab a coffee. And then we're going to do part 2, and then we're going to race. So give us 2 minutes. I'm going to try and do a better job of this, alright? Sweet. We got a little bit more rain. I think this is the condition to go and hit right now. Hope everything's cool with the stream, guys. Thanks for just chilling here. I'm fully aware F1 quali is on, and it's like a racing beat of a weekend all round. But yeah, if you're hanging, even if I'm chilling over on a corner of your screen while you're doing other stuff, I appreciate it. Thank you. I figured I just wanted to show you guys how I'm learning stuff at the moment, because I can't really put everything down to timeline, but I definitely hit a point with racing, especially iRacing, where I knew I would enjoy it a little bit more if I didn't feel like I was like under driving every combo I tried. And it's all good just practicing something over and over, but I realized I was like kind of practicing without knowing exactly why I was getting faster. So I've kind of consciously been trying to pay attention to how I'm driving and then compare that like I am to super capable drivers and just try and like bridge a little of that gap to start with. And since doing that, I was like hovering around like 2K as a driver. Every time I got there, whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, okay, less grip. Pay attention. Every time I get there, I just have a few bad races. I get a bit unlucky, and then we go back down. And I just felt like I was on this like feedback loop of I'm never going to cross this 2000 and settle down. I'm not too worried about what my iRating gets to, but it is nice to sit at a level you feel like matches where your pace and your hours practice are, you know? And you hope you'll get slightly higher grade racing the more you work at it, with who you get kind of paired up with, right? And since doing this, and yeah, alright, I had to spend the money to sign up for a, you know, setup set and everything else, which is totally up to you if you consider it value or, you know, not. I'm not a setup guy, so it does have value to me straight away. And I'm learning how to tweak them if I'm not happy with the car, but we're getting there. But yeah, I just, over 2 weeks, like, just found myself kind of like piecing it back together and getting better track time from it. But also not having so many big back and forth dips. Like I really like curved back up, got it back to 2K. And we've dipped a couple of times since because I've had a couple of shocking days. Spa was a particular that revealed to me how much I don't know what I'm doing at Spa compared to the rest of the field. But the trend has definitely curved up, and I feel like a good run and I could comfortably sit within the twos now. If I really cared about the number more, I would probably focus just on one combo and race it loyally for like 5 days or something. That's a smart way if you want to build up. So, you know, abandon GT3, go and race Mazdas at Brands for 4 days running, where, you know, we were performing with the top split drivers with some practice. So. But I don't know, personally I quite like mixing it up a little bit. I like the challenge as much as like the repetition, to be honest. Okay. Well, I've got a chance. Let's see if I can... Oh. Almost. If I hadn't danced around on the brakes there, I might have got away with it. It's a heavier rain. I still reckon we can do a similar time. I was slowing down too much here. Close to hitting a 10 again here. So I probably need to go in a little bit quicker and let it roll through that corner. It's a bit of a nervy one though. Took too much of that. That's why we keep the wheel straight. I've got to slow down less there. Yeah, we're a second up. Good. And we have... Still 15 minutes. Okay. Does anyone know if it's a problem that my render bar is like borderline yellow into red? I don't know the best settings to tweak in the rain. Because it's just peaking and then I'm starting to lose frames, which is only going to get worse around other cars. So I'm just wondering what a horrible term on that was. Just wondering if I should... try and fix that or not. Because I'll take slightly less graphics for a few frames. Right, fast boys in the 8s. So despite mistakes, we're at a similar pace. We're comfortably in the 10s now, that's good. Not too much. Maybe, but the exit's better. Because obviously you're kind of pointing straight out of the corner. I think there's a faster lap. Still think that's where I'm slow. Like I'm waiting forever to come out of that right hand there. Of course, I do all this, then we enter a race and it's kind of over to the field to decide if we get a clean first lap. But you see my render bar now is at red. And my frame rate just dipped below 60. I think I need to look at what settings I can tweak there. Well, that was too fast, and I was watching a Porsche get it all wrong, so... Okay. Let me check. Because even when I'm sat in the pits, it's kind of sat there maxing, and I don't actually know if that's going to cause me a problem. Dynamic objects and shadows are the biggest hitter. Render bar red but low CPU usage. This is kind of what I'm wanting to know. I got any weird settings up? I don't want to butcher the graphics to the point that they're not nice to drive anymore, but that's a VR setting, so I'm not going to need that anyway. I haven't got self-shadowing on right now. just kind of want, when it gets really hectic, I kind of want the framing, the rendering to... How long it's taking the renderer to build frames to hand to the graphics card? A full bar is 1 second. A longer term average is shown as a purple underneath. It doesn't really tell me whether it's good or bad that it's high. Does anyone have a clue on it? Lowering or disabling settings that rely on the CPU will decrease the value. Shadows, cube maps, HDR, and object detail. Okay. The thing is, my CPU is at 40% right now. So it's not, it doesn't link to my CPU maxing. That's good. Which I'd hope, because I got a better PC for this. Cancel. Why is the setup screen so messed up lately? Nothing seems to work on that. Right. I could try lower particle detail. I don't know how that affects your visibility though. Am I just going to get a white wall of spray now? I mean, none of that. I guess I have to restart the sim maybe to make this take effect. Honestly, if anyone is more clued up than me, shout at me. I'm not. Shadows, cube maps, and object detail. I don't know. Just be nice if I could see the frame rate holding out, you know? Because I'm sure it's capable of that. Reduce the filtering level. Shadow maps, cloud shadows. I can turn them off. Oh, shader quality's on ultra. Hold up. Oh, look at this guy. Ah, the camera changed. Or I changed too much. Ooh, we might have found it, guys. Maybe. We just jumped back up. Yeah, let me just do some driving first. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Rid of that window. I'm not after drastic changes, so on my monitor... Oh god, I'm at the apex. I'm sorry. Come on. There we go. And my monitor, there's no point in me running at 100 frames a second in this, because my picture won't be visibly improved. One thing I forgot to do is take the stream value down a bit since playing Exocross. I don't know if you guys saw me play that. But hopefully the stream's running smoothly enough for people. If it isn't, I'll happily restart it with the proper settings. It's a quiet stream today, so I'm sort of kind of making assumptions at the moment. I think we'll start with the settings I've changed to and go with that, because we seem to be sat above 60 most of the way around again, which is what I need for now. Let's try a lap. There's so much speed there if you're willing to get the car rotating and having the confidence to steer it in early. So what I learned from the last race is you have to save around 2.5 a lap, maybe 2.6 over the whole race, if you want fuel saving to work. Oh, he saved it. Yeah, hopefully the stream is watchable data-wise, not buffering or anything for you guys. That's not the line. Hopefully got time for one more here. Tiny oversteer there that kind of worked. Someone's in the 7s. That's what a 5k driver's doing right now. 8s and 7s, nice. Oh, don't. Thank you.
Keep to the left. Clear on the right.
Can I say, please don't park it there. I'll spin trying to avoid him. How are we doing for time? Let's go for another lap. And then maybe a quick pit entry if I've got time. Too early. I don't want to be aiming for the curb there. Almost. I don't really want a moment like that if I'm surrounded by other drivers, eh? Alright, this is quicker. Nice braking. Our best is a 10.7. And we're 3/10 up. Still getting used to that, but it worked. Half a second up. Okay, more, I get it now. More forceful rotation into there to make sure that you're not waiting forever to see the exit. It's kind of counterintuitive for me for some reason, but it's safe. Well, it started safe, and then I actually overrun it trying to correct it, so there's plenty of time in the chicane. Greedy on the throttle as well, but that's 6/10 up, starting to come together. Obviously the field's getting quicker as well, so some of that is conditions. Oh, not the line. Yeah, we were tracking for a similar lap though, so I think we're as close to 9s as we've ever been, depending on conditions. Which feels like a good time to go and get involved in a race. Thanks for being here, guys. Pop a little coffee in the chat, seeing as that's what we're doing. Ay, ay, ay. I've got to get back onto that Exocross game. That was a nice stream to do. I was enjoying that. Whether I'll tag it onto today, we'll see. Might give it half an hour at the end of the stream or something. I'm a bit worried I've like changed something that's dulling the stream a bit, but I'll figure it out after today. What are we running at today? I am back at 60. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Okay. Quickly load the quali set. No WQ.
You're on a dry tire.
Huh? What have I done? Oh, please don't say I saved that setup. Why is this loading with a dry tire? I've scuffed something up with that setup, I think, or maybe it's just the system. It's got the wrong tire set saved. Can I just take fuel out of the race setup then? It's not set as well for quali, but it is the setup I've just been driving for half an hour. Alright, modified set. Straight into quali then. There goes practice. You guys running a wet setup from a shop or baseline wet, big differences either way. I don't know. Haven't tried the iRacing one. Alright. We are car 24. We have a very kind split for where we run. But that also means the pace of the field is going to be pretty hot. What do we got? Moderate. I'm going to look at the forecast again. But last race we did this, there was 0 rain on the grid as we started. Despite it saying 100%, you know, chance of rain. Or, you know, 100% moisture in the air, whatever the gauge is. So I'm going to take everything with a pinch of salt and try and have a look at the conditions before I jump on the grid. There's not much rain out there right now. Oh, there is down at this corner there. Interesting. We've got like total 50-50 conditions here. Before I race, if there's anything a bit off with the stream, just give me a shout and I'll try and fix it beforehand. But for now, I've got 2 laps to see if some of the practice will pay off. The main goal of this race will be to hang in there because it's 40 minutes worth of driving. Okay, don't send it too much there. Sun's coming out. Come on.
Okay, here comes your first time lap.
Now let's not absolutely throw it into turn 1, because I've got a second lap to improve. I'm still trying to take too much of the inside there, I think. It's a bit scrappy. It's crazy how slow it feels through here to keep it pinned. Come on. The good news is these conditions are not far off what it felt like in the practice, so at least it's not a massive shock. There's a bit more like standing water though. Oh, no grip there. Definitely room to improve. Doesn't feel like a bad lap, but it's harder to get the car to turn in. Hopefully we can land a 10 or a low 11. Ooh, okay, we're on the borderline of lifting there. Break a little early. Miss that puddle. Get a good exit. Let's try again. 10's coming in, so I reckon I might be an 11. Slower than that. I gotta get a wiggle on. Yeah, high 11. Nice. Anyone here know if it is worth a good fuel save in this race? If I was actually going to commit to it from the early laps instead of committing to it halfway through a race? I'm thinking save a bit and stop short. Even if I don't try and do the no stop, because the no stop's a little bit of a buzzkill. At least with my talent level. tends to make you just a bit slow. Right, good improvement here, but I need this at minimum, or we're still going to be where we are. Let's try and roll in quicker there. Now we're up to a second. I'm just wondering if it's too wet to do that, but it's okay. Such a weird corner. It's not about slowing down more, it's about almost like muscling the car through the first bit. Oof, there's no grip there anymore, so it behaves. This is good so far. We were 1.3 up there. I think I just went a bit quiet through the chicane. Big improvement though. We went from an 11 to a 10, and I honestly think a mid 10 was there before I overslowed it. Oh, welcome in everyone. How was your weekend? Are we done with quali now? We must be. Yeah, we must be. Anyone got the news? Unless you don't want a spoiler, then speak now. Okay, we got to reload the set. So I've chosen the less safe of the setups because it gives you a bit more movement under braking, but you have to be super careful not to turn that into a slide. If you start sliding under braking, you're just like gonna wash out into the wall. Okay. It's a 40-minute race. It's not a short one. I figure... Where are we qualified? Are we ahead of ourselves? Yeah, we're about 9 places higher than we're predicted. So if this is a clean race, I stand to do okay from it, but... Do we choose to, like, lift off a bit through the whole race and make for a fast pit stop? I think that depends if we're stuck or whether we're under pressure. If I'm under pressure, I could stand to lose like 10 places by trying to drive too conservatively.
One left to green. Line up on the right
okay,
side.
it's raining.
No sign of
Moderate with rain. Okay.
You're on a wet tire.
I should have checked that, but we're good. He did just say I'm on a wet tire.
SOF is 2,229.
Okay.
Let's go points racing.
Points racing, everybody. Let's go points racing, apparently.
Still waiting on 2 cars to grid. Waiting on the final car to grid. Everyone's gridded.
Anybody there in chat? How you doing? Someone want to wave? I don't mind if you're all chilling and you're not on your keyboard, but feel free to let me know you're out there. If you are doing, I'm not seeing it and something is completely broken, which is fine.
Catch start 27 car. Catch start 10 car. Catch start 29 car.
Okay, is there anything else I haven't thought about this race? Don't think so. This could end in turn 1 for all this effort. We're on the inside here.
About to go green. Stay focused.
I've lost a chunk of frames suddenly again, so yeah, I need to find the setting that gives me the most frames back.
Pace car is off. Be ready.
Everyone's going off so hot there, they all panic. And then we all get backed up here because everyone panics. Such a rubbish grid start.
Green, green, green.
Okay, this guy just hasn't started. Oh dear.
Left side. You're in the middle.
Why are you doing that?
Slow car on the right. Clear.
Good job, man. He overtook me and hit the car ahead of me. That's how badly that went.
Clear. Go left.
I kind of had a feeling he was not going to wait, so I just decided to stay middle and hope that I didn't get clipped left. And now he's spun.
Left side. Clear. Go
Well,
right.
it had to happen, I guess. It's a bit of a mess. Okay. I wish I could say I was surprised that that happened, but I kind of felt like that was going to happen before turn 1. A little bit too antsy in a 40-minute race for me, but he can do him, and we can do them. Alright, come on. Didn't commit to that line, so ended up on the awkward curb there. It's like the worst of both worlds. Right, decision time. Do we start saving a touch of fuel? Possibly. Gone early enough, it will pay off, but gone too late, it's kind of just like a massive time sink. Oh, that curb's rough in these conditions. Oh, oh no, 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 no. That car's wrecked. Please don't pinch me. You're gonna accelerate after a yellow and get me. Please don't pinch me. I was kind of like the first of these cars to hit that crash, and I really didn't want to collect it. So we kind of lost the positions we gained with the people who managed to sort of creep through, but I'll take it. That must have been a huge incident there. Like, did someone go loose on the outside curb and collect? Like, a bizarre place on the start-finish straight to have that. I don't know if I've ever seen that happen there before. Right, so in these conditions, my fuel is looking good already. I need a few more laps for that to be accurate. Maybe the plus side of these guys scooting ahead is I can sort of shadow them for a bit. This is providing I don't gravel trap it, you know? So I think there's guys behind me who are going to have race pace still. Just got to pay attention to whether it's starting to dry out slightly. Will stay the same. Oh, I'll get more deadly. That was risky. It's a really fun combo to try and knuckle down into, though. I know this doesn't have like the glamour of the 6-hour Nordschleife that's going on, which I don't have that track yet anyway, but I think this is kind of like an underrated challenge. So unfortunately, I'm stuck at like 50 FPS and I need to definitely fix something there.
You got a slow car on the left.
Okay, he never made it. Again, thankfully, we've not got collected in any of this yet. Right, now fuel is saying it's not enough. It's more what I'm expecting. I've got some 2.3, 2.5 drivers behind who are going to be pretty hot on the... They'll probably want to grab a position or two. But if it carries on like this, I think the no stop is on. Well, the super short splash and dash anyway. Because what happens is, if the track gets rippier, drier, you start to use more fuel. So if you're saving, it feels like now is probably the time to get your head around it and save some, because it's too hard to save as the field gets down to super rapid pace. Oh, that's blind through there. Hit and hope. It's great to have a go at this stuff, though. I really hope the stream's okay today, guys. Hey, Rosek. How you going today? Thanks for saying hi. If I'm slow to respond to anything, just bear with me, because the rain driving is like, you can't really look away too many times. It's so tricky. How's the feed over on YouTube there? I see you're on YouTube. Is everything alright for you watching? Hope you're well. Woo. How do you even control traction in the rain? Yeah, slow throttle. I mean, these cars have traction control and ABS to a degree. Ooh. You have to avoid puddles, because the puddles will either send you in a straight line or will start you spinning on the spot. And you give it a bit less everything. So you're braking a little longer, a little less. And if you're a good driver, I'm still a bit too hungry, like you have a really slow application on the throttle. Just to keep the car within a certain amount of control, and then when it does start to break loose on you, you just really hope that you've got the reaction to bring it back before it's too late, because some moments in the rain don't really give you that. Now yesterday I tried this and I ran out of fuel as I finished, which was like perfect but not ideal. I'm just going to see if there's a chance of saving fuel here. The other option is sprint and save a tiny bit and do the shortest stop instead of a no stop, but I'm doing like 10s, 11s. I'm getting quicker. I'm not quite lifting enough if I want the fuel tactic to work, so I need to be on that now if I want it to work in half an hour's time. Don't slide. Luckily, I'm around cars of similar pace, so I'm not actually constantly having to avoid collisions and stuff. Oh, I don't mind the questions. No, for sure. It's nice to have the interest. This is actually a T300 by Thrustmaster, which is one step below a DD wheel. So it's like, the strength is okay. It's a belt wheel. It's like 4 Newton meters max, but a DD will go stronger than this. If I get some budget to like go higher on sim kit, that's the next thing I would get. But I do have a load cell pedal, which is an upgrade from what came with the wheel. Which basically means the pedal is heavy and it like resists my braking, and it's really useful for like getting better at braking small amounts, inconsistent amounts. And that is something I'm still trying to get better at. Some lazy habits. Right, the conditions are getting quicker, I can feel it. I need to perfect a couple of lifting zones, so I lose minimum time while saving the fuel. It's all good lifting early, but if I brake early, it's to no use. I'm happy with how this has started though. Did I just do a 9? Either conditions are favourable or we're actually starting to understand the conditions better. I thought about a Moser wheel, I've got that in mind. I also, do you know the brand Acetec as well, or Acetec? I don't know the best way to say it, but that's the other brand I've got my eye on. They're the two, and then the third would be the Simagic stuff, but wait, really? Maybe I'm not saving enough then. Guys, thanks Mikey Marks, by the way. Hope you're having a good weekend, mate. Alright, if I can settle in, save a bit more, maybe everyone's doing the fuel save. Which is fine, because that means at minimum we're running where we should be. If a few people are going to pit, freebies. You don't know about that? Is that the brand, do you mean? What makes you choose Moser, if you don't mind me asking? Like, I'm open to all opinions, you know? I've no decision made at all, so. I mean, the best case scenario would be to get a bigger, grow the stream some more and get someone interested in backing the stream, but I don't think we're quite there yet. Got some work to do. One day. Come on then, focus, focus, focus. Still can't believe we hit a 9 while fuel saving. Probably means I need to start saving better though, because 2.6 is not enough. 2.7, nah. Come on. Come on. I have no restraint for fuel saving, and it's really not going to pay off, because in the last 3 laps I'll do what I did last time and start crawling. Had to rescue that because I coasted my way past the apex. Yeah, just get a Cinecube sponsorship, simple. Oh. Anyone panic there? Because I definitely didn't. No, sir. This is where I've got a safety margin behind. I now need to get braver under brakes while lifting. This is all part of the plan. With 25 minutes still to get this right. Just don't get a slowdown. Because that doesn't do anything good. While I've got a car ahead of me, it helps me try and see where I can lose minimal time while saving. It's harder to do when you're on your own. Oh, that was a mistake. Right, can we bring the fuel use down again? Don't quite know what I'm doing there. Now I'm saving. I don't know if I've ever done Formula A. What's Formula A? I've done Super Formula, which is like the evolution of the light Formula series. It's a good question though. Done Formula 4, Super Formula Light. Okay, I got it back down to 2.59 fuel. I know this sounds dorky to keep talking about fuel numbers, but it's the difference between whether I finish the race or not. I don't think I have the... If you're talking about the fast formula, I don't think I have the car. I've been trying to buy a little bit more like this week we had lots of we had a day of a few gift subs, so I bought this track so we could go race it. So I am gradually getting there with the content, but and that's also why I'm racing it again, because I really want to make the most of it while it's here. That was a bit ambitious, but came back to us. Yeah, you're talking like the full F1 experience? Never driven it. Don't own it, actually. Got to stop messing that up. That's free time giving it away there, and a no gain for doing it. There's a good fuel save through there if I can get the line right. And it is getting harder to save because the track's getting quicker. Well, maybe it isn't. It feels quicker. No, the rain's still coming down. I'm talking rubbish. Point 6. We're not fulfilling the fuel save promise. Come on. And then that begs the question, if I'm not fulfilling fuel saving, how are they doing it? 'Cause I'm only losing time because I'm lifting a lot. What do you reckon, guys? Shall I stick with the plan? Because if I can get the saving done now and people panic at the end, we'll be faster than them.
You got a slow car on the left. Go right.
So glad he folded to the inside, because I was never going to get inside in there. That's quite a quote for the day. Yeah, there was no chance I was going to cut under there. There was no grip. Nope. Don't do that. So, is it the Audi behind? It is, okay. That's good. 'Cause his pace isn't drastically different to mine. Right, are we getting there? I'm doing a lot better than yesterday. Halfway through the race. No one races that car, so it's hard to recommend. Yeah, fair enough. I tell you what I do like when you're talking about formulas. I think the Indy car is really fun to drive. And generally quite fun to race, because it has numbers. Still fast formula style. And the racing etiquette's alright there. Like, it's definitely, I would say, slightly more well-behaved than a GT3 average or an IMSA, which is even worse. I'm slightly worried here that I'm going to get swallowed up by the group behind and then I'll get bumped around, so I don't know how this is going to play out. But yeah, if no one's racing the car, there's not really any reason to buy it, I guess. I don't know why. Honestly, apart from IndyCar, the fast formulas have never really grabbed me in racing. I don't know why. Maybe it's just not the category of racing I'm drawn to. I don't really play the F1 titles or anything at the moment. Nothing against them, but it just doesn't draw me in as quickly. These guys behind are quicker, but I don't know what their plan is. I think I'm giving up quite a lot of ground trying this fuel save. What do you think? Do you think I'm making too much effort to save here, or is it just a case of being super patient? Because if I wasn't saving, I'd be attacking the car ahead. Like, my pace was good. Like, I was capable of 9s. That was scary. I was not slowing down quick enough for a minute there. So what I don't want to do is make my race slightly boring and it not really pay off. Like, it's got to have a payoff. The thing is, it's drying now. The rain's stopping. Or it's going to dry if it hasn't. And we're not going to need dry tyres. Everyone else relatively is going to get quicker. That's a bit quick. Because I'm 3/10 up and I'm still trying to save. Everyone's going to start getting quick. Yeah, the times are real now. So do I let the two cars behind go ahead and carry on? Really? Okay, so it's probably working overall. What was I saying? You all looked away at that moment, right? Oh.
The car in P23 just set
I think I need to lift off more there.
No.
I think I'm getting too hungry down the hill. We're so close to getting this fuel right, though. I'm starting to induce, like, unnecessary understeer. Come on. Thomas was ahead. I'll let him go if he is pushing. He gets too close because I just don't care for the fight yet. It's not time. So now the art is braking a little bit less than I was because the grip's coming back. So although I might have got a good pace fuel saving, and it now needs to get quicker. I've got it consistently down to 2.6. Threw it in there. What happens? Did he pit? Is that what the crew chief message was? I think he pit. Oh, come on. Okay, I've got space. That helps me save again. Because at this pace, I am struggling to save enough. So, people who are making gains right now are either amazing at this, like they've really got it nailed, which I think a few drivers will. I think a few drivers you'll see won't pit and will still finish way up the road. And I've got a quiet hope that some haven't really planned that far ahead. Damn it. That was better. That was faster and I wasn't really driving harder. Man, I gotta drink a little coffee. It's tough out there. I also need to get a bit hotter on the fuel save now, otherwise I will be an absolute crawler at the end. And all that time we'll gain from not pitting will get lost by just being static. Come on. I'm hoping this giant gap to the field ahead is the result of what I'm doing. I'm hoping that's a signal that this might work. Can't really tell yet. If it does work, I need to fully get it right. This is a great track to get to know like this, though. Oh man, such an adventure through there.
You're going well. Keep at it.
Thanks, mate.
You've got about 5 laps of fuel left.
So you're saying 5 left. So am I in that awkward couple of corners situation again? Is it the same as last time? Strategy time. Possibly. I'm 0.2 of having the full available laps. I'm close. If I get someone right behind me, I'll let them go. I'm not racing someone and losing the whole strat. Okay, we'll just not turn in there. That's great. Good job. I don't know where my brain was then, but it wasn't aiming in the right part of the track. Start lifting off there more. I keep wasting fuel there. Is it gonna work? My pace is gonna drop off a bit here because I'm not quite saved enough. The further we get, the more I hope the car behind is going to have to pit soon and therefore not become part of my race anyway. Wee, oi, oi. Speak of the devil. Interesting. This is where it gets interesting. Okay, I need to save a bit more now. A bit more aggressive saving, and I think we're going to be there. And touch wood, we haven't done anything stupid to give up time. Look at people slowing down. Oh, that's traffic. Ignore me. It's just traffic. Thinking for a minute. Well, I don't know. Someone's slower. Further up. Is everyone panic saving now? If so, it's time to make the most of it and save while they are. Look at everyone slowing down. Do you think they're all waking up to the fact they're not going to finish? Oh my goodness. What's happened to Ralph? This is where it gets interesting, guys. Hey, Wavy. How you doing? Oh, that looked like a cloud of smoke. Difficult to tell. Oh, guys, if we can pull this off, I'm going to be so happy. So hard to be this patient, though. Doing good. We tried to be a big brain today and save all the fuel so that everyone stops and we don't. I think the leaders will have time to pit and come out, though. I think that's the downside, but I could be on to do all right here. This is a lap car. They're pitting. Here we go. They've given in. Alright, please just lift. Please lift.
The car in front is pitting.
Please lift. Oh, here we go. Okay, thanks. You've got to lift early.
You're on the right.
There's no point in accelerating all the way to there. Nice one. Thank you. That works. That car doesn't have a front bumper though. We're up to 6th, guys. Remember, we're like car 20 something as well, so we're doing alright. Do need to keep it together though. We're not safe. I've seen green on the fuel predictions, so bottom left next to me. I can't remember which way to point, over there. We're starting to see green numbers, which means fuel to finish. But that's with being very delicate and lifting a lot. This is fascinating. I'm kind of edgy now as to who's gonna pit or not. If they do pit, how long do they actually pit for? Is it a short stop? Can they get away with it? The leader's like a sector ahead of me. If we stand to keep this together, there's currently no one catching me quick enough to spoil this yet. I say that now, but more people might pit and then catch me, so it's not done yet. Okay, I really need to focus on the fuel save here. We've got 2.1. That needs to say 2.0 at the line.
You've got about 2 laps of fuel.
And then we hope the white flag comes out at the right time. If it comes out early, it's a shame because then I've wasted pace. Oh, I'm going to run out of fuel just here.
The car in front is pitting.
Guys, 3, 4 and 5 are in the pits.
The car behind is pitting.
No way. It's too good to be true right now. Let's relax for a bit. No way. Now we wait and see what the leaders do. They've got a lot of gap. Where's the clock at? As long as that leader can't do more than 1 lap extra, which I don't think they can now, because we're already at 2 minutes. They can only add 1 lap to this race. I just need to save now, as much as I physically can. The car behind is starting to catch me, which means they pit. And they might get me yet. So let's save loads now if I can. Which gives me a tiny bit of leeway. Oh, this is so close. Unless the leaders are going to slow down. But they're not far enough ahead to run the clock down. So I don't think they can. How's that clock going to hit? No, they still got a minute. There isn't enough time. So they either bail to pits or they're a masterclass in fuel saving. Here we go, here we go. 1 more lap. Or they stop at the line and give up the... Nah, I think they've done it, you know.
1 lap of fuel left. The leader is running 11.945.
Have they managed to do it at that pace? Because they've done an amazing job.
The car in front is pitting.
Oh.
1 more lap to go.
Oh my god, this is too tense.
You're now in 3rd. The car behind is pitting.
extra saving. I've still underdone it. If I'd committed even more to fuel saving, we'd have nailed this. But what about the leader? What a job. If they don't run out of fuel, they've done amazing. Three and a half seconds. I'm trying to manage it so that even if he's catching me, it's not quite enough. Because I don't want to lose 2 positions on the line. And as soon as they see me slowing, they're going to know exactly what's going on. Oh, don't do that. I'm good. This is nervy now. Okay, go. You can't catch me in a straight line. Not to scrub off too much. Lift. Can we do it? Come on. No, just.
That's it. We're out of fuel.
Oh, too close.
All right, there's checkered flag.
Too close.
Great job.
P2.
Really well.
We went from mid-grid to P2, and if I swear to you, if I can master fuel saving a bit better early. Oh my god, please don't hit me. Holy cow. I think that is the biggest steal we've ever had in iRacing. And I think that's my best result in a long time. So the key bit of that race was having good pace while still not using all the fuel. That set me up. If I'd lost all the time, like I was in the 9s. I think if those had been 10s, we'd have been comfortable to the finish, but we got there. Okay. We'll have a look at the opening lap, and then I'll have a look at incidents if you guys want to see a few incidents, where the drama was. I'm so pleased with that result. Holy cow. I know we can do better as well in terms of where we choose to go fast or not. Let's have a look, see. So this Porsche was keen to get ahead, and he still hit the car ahead of me, which I was very impressed by. So I was really glad to just give him a lane and let him go, because I did not want to be the car next to him. And as you're going to see, old blue-black Porsche here, he's going to get way too excited. And they didn't get collected, at least. So, well, just about. I think as first laps go, we got a good run there. Oh, and there was that crash on the straight, wasn't there? I think we'll have a look at that. I cannot believe we've just got away with that. I didn't quite realise I was going to leave it down to running out of fuel as I crossed the line. If the line's at the other end of the straight, that strat would have died. I'd have still got loads of positions, but it would have felt like a slight death to finish. So getting clear of that one car that was a bit scary. Everything was calm. Let's have a little look ahead to... I can't remember if it's this lap or the one after, but there was a big one. And I actually lost a lot of positions because I slowed down more than the cars behind me, but... Oh. Actually, no, the Ferrari slowed, but got on the power, but the Audi was like, see ya, boys. I'll take this one. Fair enough. There's a lot of wiggling going on behind, so let's have a look at these incidents then, because, to be honest, my race was kind of like happily uneventful for once. So... let's grab these incidents. Not name and shame, but we'll do a little like Hall of Fame of things that went wrong. So, give me that race control. I put it like here. Did it work last time? Here's a whole incident list. Oh, and I want some far chase, please. Okay, let's try this. Here we go. So, first bit of the day. What happened here? Oh, this is the front of the race. I have seen so many Ferraris do this in my races. It looks like a real beast to like pick up out of the low end. Maybe it's where the torque is and the power delivery. Like it, I've seen it happen so many times. Unless it's just a wet weather skill issue. But oh, now we're gonna understand the crash. So what do we think? Oh my, the murder that happens after. Oh, okay. So he's wide, he's leaving space. Just gets on the power, but then takes all of the curb, no grip. And it kind of is the responsible car, and the Ferrari kind of just comes in like nothing's going wrong. Here's their view. Oh, he just wasn't... like, he was just singing to the radio at this point, not even aware that that was about to come across him. I think that was a bit more avoidable. You see that? Go right, go right, go right. Look at the car ahead. Okay. The car ahead... oh, sorry. It's this black Ferrari ahead. Sees it, goes right. Knows exactly what's coming. This guy had a difficult choice because that gap disappeared and he didn't react very quick. There's the car that got mullered and then collected. So he was okay until that second hit. And then I think it was race over. That sucks. And look at them staring at each other. Probably both blaming each other as well. And there it is. Now, admittedly, this car... oh, what do you... okay, got away with it. This car did take a chunk of curb. You don't want that curb. Like, it's never going to help you in this weather. The fastest laps completely avoid it. White line. Oh my god. That's massive. Oh. This is about the only compliment they're getting from this incident. Oh, up and over. And another one. So the under tray is gone anyway. That sucks. Moving on. Oh! Save it. Go on. Oh, that could have been the best thing I've ever witnessed at the chicane. I thought he was going to do it. Good save, no less. You're going to have much worse crashes. Can you imagine if he caught the cars ahead with that? And you just see this sideways, fast and furious motion in the mirror. White line. Oh, just not getting it. I think they lost grip here and just braked a bit late. Too busy getting kind of excited for the opportunity, I guess. Same car. Doing a bit of skid pan. That happens when you go in just slightly too quick. Because the corner keeps tightening. So the more you input, the more it still feels like nothing is happening. Oh, there's another line. For our golden green friend here. Another mega drift. Go on. I'm starting to think they're doing this on purpose. I'm imagining like a Vin Diesel out the window here. Like just eyeballing the camera as we go. Definitely. What's this? It's behind me. Oh, that's not the line. This happened this is only 9 minutes into the race, guys, if my clock settings are right. So he was fine. Oh, but he corrected the car. And the slight grip up on correction just sent him into the next curve. And oh, that's a big one to have on your own. I'm saying a lot of questionable things today. Okay. I don't understand this one. Is that a GSI car? GSI SimLab car. Huh. I wonder who that is. They waited though. That was a nice rejoin. They let 3 cars go and then they dealt with it. Oh. Sim GSI car again. That's a strange one. Let's go slightly too quick and the Porsche will do that. Is that the same one? There's a lot of incidents, guys. Oh. Oh, no, thank you. I wouldn't want it to be that Porsche then. Another mirror full of dread. Oh, nice livery. Colors. It's very like a Japanese Castrol livery. Oh, it's so painful. You're willing the car to come back to you. Good save off the barrier there. We haven't seen a bad rejoin yet, guys. Oh, here's our best mate now. Look at this. He's perfecting it. Go on. You'll get there soon. You'll get there soon. One more of those and you'll nail it. That looked identical to the one before. Don't do that. Oh, this is heartbreak. Look at that. Oh, oh, oh. Oh! And then the wing just falls off. Look how sad this crash is. In fact. Miss, 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 miss. Wing. Tiny bit. Whoa! Is that the one? That's not the crash. So this guy gets so spooked from this look. So Ferrari, scare of your life, actually takes a hit. He's probably damaged. That car is probably damaged. I'd kind of like to see this from cockpit. Brakes, avoid, great dodge. Hard to know if the car's actually ruined at this point. I have a feeling there was a pretty awkward hit on that crashing car by like the tiniest margin. Oh, don't. I hate that. There we go. This is the other car involved, which could have done nothing. To be honest, it looks like the Ferrari's trying not to hit the car ahead and doesn't realize there's also a car to the right to hit, so... And screwed if they did, screwed if they didn't. Is this our mate from the start who just kept wanting to kill everybody? Yes. Yes, it is. So many sympathy spins from just tapping the white lines. I'm kind of happy how few stupid offs I had. Like, we were actually getting the lines together. Oh, oh no, 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 no. Don't like this. That happened Oh, that's the one we avoided. So he was tempted to go inside, but the only way his car was going to go was down like an oval because it's so banked there. Oh, here we go. Go on, drift for number 4. Drifting never sleeps. And there we go. I have to say, the talent in this car is getting better by the incident. I want one more before the end, though. That's just a bit awkward, isn't it? Oh, will he? Won't he? Okay. I don't think that turnaround was optimal. I think the moment he started to turn it around to the right, he regretted it. He's trying not to go in the pits. But I think you need to be spinning up when turning around here. Oh, that's so awkward. It's the same car. Probably regretted it the moment he turned around. Oh, no. We've still got 8 minutes of the race left here. Oh, there's a Corvette taking the drift brief and going 1 extra. 3 cones. That's 3 points. Saved it though in the end. Sort of. Oh, our old mate again. Oh, both of them. I think this car spooked the other car into a crash there. Whoops. I think this car was looking in the mirrors ahead. And Matey Boy started to look. Yep. And he's too busy watching that car. He's watching his mirror. This is fantastic. I love this. He's watching the mirror going, oh, he might send it. I'm going to miss the corner. And Matey Boy's like, oh, he's missing the corner. So have I. That's great. I love that one. This Ferrari's had a bit of a day. Oh, mate. I feel a bit sorry for this car. No disrespect. They've just had a rough... They've had a rough run. I think that's the car that had no bumper. Yeah. It's not been their dream day. It must be getting a little frustrating. Oh, you ain't... Nah, you ain't slowing that down. Is he giving up? Is that a DQ or a give up? It looks like they just gave up, even if, or maybe they knew they were about to be disqualified by going off track. Oh no. Oh, hello. This is the most spicy one so far. This is as close as that Mercedes that crashed. Ready for this? Looks like a little bit more might have happened as well. Wait. Oh, it's just never stopping. He actually clipped that Ferrari the tiniest amount. I don't know if that Ferrari suffered. Oh! The Audi crashed independently, I think. Wait, is this not the same car? Okay. Here we go, watch this. This is a great set of incidents. Nothing to do with that incident, does the exact same thing. And if that car hadn't backed out of where he crashed, look, it's the same. What? Okay. I'm going to do something now so we can just, like, appreciate this. Look at the reverse move. Saved his own... Can you imagine if they just parallel park? So, we'll do the short one. So, yoink. How that Ferrari's alive, we will never know. Bonks it. Kicks it into reverse. And, like, some Sixth Sense kicks in. I can't say it. And he's just like, I got you, mate. Next time you do it like this. And did he make the overtake? Who won? Oh, and that's the Beamer that we caught that was smoking. Now we know why. He was lucky to be able to drive away then. This car has been off track so much. I just want to know how close it was for this car. That is ridiculous, by the way. That is actually ridiculous. Oh my god, Elizabeth is the drifter. Full respect. Whoever you are, every drift I've appreciated so far. They've saved all of them as well. But this is terrifying. Do you realize this is the leader as well? I think they went on to win without checking. Oh, here we go. This is what I was after. Had this been a contact, guys, we would have won the race. It's not how I want to win the race, but it's just a fun fact for the, you know, look at this. Heyo. That is a miraculous save, because netcode can be way worse than that. Like, so much worse than that. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. You saw this. Last 4 incidents then. And there it is, the Ferrari out of turn 1. You know what, netcode really gave back there. I'm going to quick fire through all of these because it looks like some of these are quite spicy, yeah. I think that car was chasing me at one time or another. Twitch.tv/punted. Oh dear. That didn't go well. I think we're about to see this from, yeah, several views. This is a wet fart of an incident, isn't it? And I think it's all on the Ferrari for not getting it turned in, I'm afraid. We must have been really close to the finish. It's not checkered flag now, is it? No. That would have been awful. Wait, these incidents are actually crashes as well. So there's more, like 3 times more drama than this that I haven't watched. I'm not going to watch it all, but... Oh, this Audi's having a time. This is the car that got hit, which counted as a crash at this end. Don't know, makes sense of that. And then this guy watched it. And... I think he's fine. Oh, saved. This car towards the end of this race has really had it rough. But sort of kind of miraculously still alive despite everything. This is not a crash. Don't do it. Fast rewind. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. What have I done? Have I lost the server info? I think I have. Okay. Save that replay. I don't think I need to rewatch that one, but it was quite entertaining. They were in the pits, then they slightly overshot it, and then it's like they thought, right, if I'm going to overshoot it, I should probably miss the wall, and then they hit the wall. You imagine the series of decisions that happen there, and then you're just like... What a race, though. Almost a 0x race, so we've got a big chunk of safety finally. We're starting to look up for that getting RA back if we ever want to risk IMSA again. Nearly 100? Beaten by somebody who I assume is a fuel-saving master and can still do hot laps at fuel-save pace. That is the biggest race I've had all season in like however many months this season's been going. That's by far and away my strongest race. And we're probably at our strongest rating now. And all of that because I spent just under an hour actually looking at the lines, the lap times, the inputs. So that at least if I wasn't quick, I knew I was kind of trying to do the right thing to get quicker. I think that's the difference. Instead of like stabbing at different corners hoping you get quick. Which means if I can finish off the sprint series, we're halfway there for that. And the Mazda Cup series, I think that will give us maximum, I can't remember exactly, for participation. I can't remember if these are $8 or $6. You get credit if you finish a whole season, so I'm going to do that. If this is 6, then I should probably do the fixed one as well. Just to top it up. I can't finish many of the others because I'm either I've missed too many or I don't have the content left. Where's the sports car? So this is before I started looking at setups and telemetry, and then you can see the rise. Then we had Spa. Spa just basically undid everything I was doing right. It just took me right back to where where we were before. That's actually not up to date then. So that's gonna go boop. That's good news. As Marky Mark said, praise the network gods. I honestly might just leave it at that for racing today. I'm just deciding whether to jump onto Exocross for a little bit. Because I'm not really gridded up for another event in a hurry. What's coming up? Ferrari's at Alton. Don't know how good or not that's going to be. The Porsche Cup at Spa is probably a pretty hotly contested one. It's not looking that busy though. Only 15 cars with 20 minutes to go. Super Formula and Ferrari looking a bit more popular. So I think GT is where quite a few people seem to be right now. But I did, I'm not worried about the fixed so much, but I did miss that. Alrighty. I think I'm going to switch over to another game. So on the YouTube front, I'm going to stop the recording now because it doesn't work so well on YouTube to mix up titles and games for the recording. So thank you for watching on YouTube. If you watch it back on the VOD, you are massively helping my channel. If you like watching stuff back and don't see it live, you're helping the most on YouTube of the two platforms. That's where the hours are most valuable, so I do appreciate it. Thank you. I think I'm going to switch to Exocross. We'll be on Twitch doing that. So it's twitch.tv/FrankLucid. And I think I'll just do half an hour of that until we get into evening time, and then we'll call it a night. I do want to try this Super Formula Lights at Spa. Has anyone given them a run? I don't need to do any more GT racing in a hurry, but I've probably got the know-how to go and have another good one of those now. It's a pretty low-key day over here, so I don't think I want to do another 40-minute beast. How long is this one? 20 minutes. But it's Spa. I love Spa, and I just can't have a good race there. Sebring after that. That could be interesting. I've yet to do Sebring in iRacing, but we have it. And after that, I'm kind of like priced out of that series. I'm not buying those tracks yet. So the content I have this week, there's actually a lot going on. I thought I was going to get back into TCR. It doesn't look like it's been mad popular. Maybe it depends on the circuit. I feel like it's never recovered from the time when everyone left TCR because it wasn't fun anymore. And it is actually fun to drive again. But for my iRating, like, there's only been 1 race, 2 races, 3 races at most that are super competitive. So there's not really much value in that for me. I love the TCR format though. I'd will it to be popular, and I know you have to race it to make it popular, but yeah. Because they don't drive like any other car really, on average, in this set, it does demand a bit of warm-up and practice. Street stocks are at Lanier. Hang on, is that a higher class oval there? Yeah, it looks like it. Oh yeah, they're like 55 lap oval races. LMP2 at Fuji? That might be right. Surely that's had some participation. Again, it's just a 1 split. I've got to wonder if IMSA's popular this week. I assume it is. I'm not seeing it because I don't have my A license, thanks to Spa. Takeaway eligible. Where's IMSA at? It's nice to see so many races that we can enter though. It's been a good calendar recently. Like, if I was better ranked, I could be doing NASCAR Cup Series at Auto Speedway. Like, that looks kind of like a good laugh. Wow. What's this? Porsche Tag Heuer Esports Super Cup qualifying. What's this? Does this connect to the All-Stars series? Or are they separate? Because it is Tag Heuer. That might mean there's another All-Stars round in the pipeline then. If you don't know it, the All-Star series is like where they invite bigger streamers to go race each other, but they kind of follow the esports calendar, if I remember right. Some good streamers in there. What's this? There's some interesting stuff popping up. IndyCar Butt Kicker Pro qualifying series. Any info? Huh? What is this? Entry into the IndyCar Butt Kicker Pro series. Races are Thursdays at 8 EST. Will you be one of the top 33 drivers? Interesting. So it's like a mainstay championship. Has anybody spotted this, by the way? Have I still got it? Talking of upcoming iRacing oddities. Has anybody... trying to get the image. Has anybody seen this coming up? I'm in conflict over this. The idea of a Mazda Speedway event called the MX 500 and it being a massive oval effort sounds amazing. But I also read that this track, which I think I would have to buy, is like one of the nightmare ovals as well. Like, it encourages the most caution period running, which can be wildly annoying if you're doing a massive race, but it kind of looks fun. This is on August 4th. There's a part of me that wants to go get stuck in on this because we've been doing Advanced Mazda and doing well for a change. Like, that's easily our best series this last few weeks. So I don't know if anyone's taken interest in that, but that's coming up in like a week or less now. I think it's about this time next week, maybe Sunday. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of throwing a Mazda around an oval for 500 laps and seeing where we come out the other side. I was loving the NASCAR event until my PC basically did 3 frames a minute. I had to can it, so... yeah, who knows. Right. YouTube, that's going to be the end of the feed. I'm now going to be on Twitch doing other bits and bobs if you do want to catch anything else today.